Good morning, it's Rabbi Shlomo Furst here, Yeshiva Samanavshi in Yerushalayim Yer Kodesh. This is our second shir today in Mishna Berura, and Samanavshi is located in Rehov Zikr Yaakov number 6 in the Beit Knesset of Chanukah Yeshiva. It's not too far from the central bus station, so you can walk, drive, bus, of course, from there. And if you're coming from Muslims, please join us for a shir. We'd love to have you participate. Okay, we're learning Mishna Berura now in Siman Kuf Hey. We did a little bit of this yesterday. We'll just get a running start and start from the beginning with the Mechaber and the Mishna Berura again. Yeah, any volunteers to read?
Okay.
Sure. Start with the Mechaber and then we'll start goes again through the Mishna Berura. Have it here a message yet?
You're way back. You need 3 letters here.
I can't even find the kuf. I don't even know the alphabet. It's just ridiculous.
What's that one?
How many of you did 40 years? That's what I was honestly.
Thank you.
I mix up the letters too, don't worry.
Huh?
I said I mix up the letters too, don't worry about it.
Mitpalel, שתי תפילות, זו אחר זו, so davens two tefillas, one after the other. Sheikh Lamtin, you must wait. Angel is over between this and that. Kidei, Giluch Abba Mot, in order to be able to go Dalar Mot. Kidei Shitei Datu Mishevet, in order that his mind will be settled. It's Plebishon China, to down with a language of supplication.
Okay, so again, that's, for some reason we'll see a bit about that. For some reason, a person has to daven 2 tefillas. Right? In general, this happens when you're daven Shachris and Musaf, like going on Shabbos or Yom Tov, Shabbos and Shachris, and then Musaf right afterwards. But if you're davening in Tzibur, usually you have to make a break for sometimes Hallel if it's Yom Tov, Kriyas Torah, in general Shabbos and Yom Tov, right? So you have a break anyway. When a person's going to be davening by himself, it could be that he's going to daven Shabbos, and then momentarily afterwards he's going to daven Musaf. Okay? Similarly, we'll have some examples in the Mishnah where if a person forgot or he was unable to daven a previous prayer, and therefore he has to double up and do a tashlumim, a make-up prayer right after the prayer which he's supposed to be saying right now at this moment. Let's take a look at the Mishna Berura. State tefillos. He's going to daven 2 Shmona Esreis, one after the next.
State tefillot. Could go on, for example, Shachrit or Musaf. Or Sheshachach v'lo yitpalel tzrich lashlima. If he forgot to daven one tefillah, then he has to complete it. Lashlima is ma tefillah shelachareya. When the next tefillah, time tefillah comes, and we're plus time, and he has to daven 2 tefillahs. Yinei lefi ma shevuar Siman Kuf Chet. What's written in Siman Kuf Chet, the Mishna Berura, Devein Sheshachach Arvit, Devein Sheshachach Arvit, Mitpal Shacharit, Shtayim, if you got the Arvit, that's two times in Shacharit, Ashlimat, to make it up. Devein Sheshachach Shacharit, or if you forgot Shacharit, Mitpal Mincha, Shtayim, that's daven Mincha, 2 times, Ashlimat, make it up. Shichamar, Ashrei, has to say Ashrei, Ashrei Bein Tefillah Tefillah. Between Tefillah and Tefillah.
Right, so in these cases where a person for some reason did not daven Ma'ariv, nor let's say he didn't daven Shachris, and then for in Shachris he's going to daven 2 Shachrises, and Mincha he's going to daven 2 Minchas. So in those cases he has to say Shachris between each Tefillah and Tefillah, so you're not going to have this case of waiting Dalet Amos because you'd already have more than sufficient time to do that, and because you're saying Ashrei. Okay? Therefore,
The question, is
Yeah.
this also talking if you forget Yalav Yal, you have to repeat Shemona Esrei also, same thing?
Very good point.
He's not bringing that, he's not, in any of the examples, he doesn't
Right,
bring that
very
up.
good. That halacha will be coming up when it goes times you have to repeat it, but I believe it's the same. Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Right. Yeah, we'll keep our eyes open for that when we get there.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Good.
Okay, this is no Moshe Ashrei, Ein Tefillah Tefillah. Lo Yitzuya. This thing will not be Din Zeh.
Sure, I mean from it won't be literally like created. You won't find such a halacha because it's not the situation doesn't exist, right? This situation where you're gonna have to wait Dalet Amos won't exist, except
רק בשכח תפילת מנחה. תפילה ערבית 2, להשלמה. שם לא יאמר אשרי. You can't say אשרי, it's in the nighttime.
right.
שם לא יאמר אשרי, כמו שמבואר שם משנה ברורה, as is explained in Mishnah Berura. וצריך על כל פנים להמתין Abamot. Nevertheless, he has to wait before davening the second tefillah, Dalit, the time it takes to go Dalit Amot.
Okay, very good. Yes. So again, according to what the Mishnah Berura wrote, and that's what we saw yesterday in Kuf Chet, right? That whether you forgot Arvis and you're davening there for 2 Shachases, right? Or whether you forgot Shachris and you have to daven 2 Minchas, right? And then in that case, you're going to be saying Ashrei in between. You're not going to find a situation, no Yitzir, Din Zeh, it's not going to be formed, created such this halacha when you forgot Tfilas Mincha, except if you forgot Mincha for some reason. They didn't say Mincha, and therefore you have to daven Ma'ariv twice. The Sham Lo Yom Rashri. There's no saying of Ashri between the 2 tefillas that you'd have to daven. Therefore, Al Kopanim. In that case, that's the one really specific case where you're going to have to wait, right? The time it takes to go Dalet Amos. Except, like Amr mentioned, let's say a person has to go and repeat.
So when do we have to say the Shemona Esrei again? Where do we have to say it?
You'll right after you finish your first one, so you'll take you'll 3 steps, wait Dalet Amos time, and then you go forward again. So
and what's the story with Ashrei over here?
Oh, because some cases you'll be saying Ashrei, some cases
If I forgot Ma'ariv,
yeah,
so I do Shemona Esrei in the morning for Shachris.
right,
I go Abamot in the back.
right.
Say Ashrei, and then that's what they're saying. Say Ashrei, and then go back.
Apparently that's
Right?
what, yeah.
So, but you're not going to be with their call already. Forget it.
Oh, that's
You're missing all the stories over here.
that's another picture Mishna is not giving us. What's going to be with Chazoros Hashatz? What's going to be with again? We learned in Kuf Ches. We're getting back to it again. You're really supposed to have a smichos association between the 2 tefillos. You're supposed to be saying is without any interruption at all. Really, you're supposed to daven one right after the next. There are certain cases when you can make a break, and maybe even you should make a break, right? So
So you do Chazot Hashatz then? If you daven those 2 minchas, you forgot Shacharit.
yeah,
So when is the daven the second tefillah?
right.
After this Chazot Hashatz?
You miss a lot of stories.
Or can you just ignore this Chazot Hashatz and daven?
That's one way of approaching it. Just ignore the Chazoros Hashatz and go on with your.
But there was
second
something that I remember we said yesterday that we waited for.
tefillah. Yeah. But then again, if you look over, go forward to Kuf Chet, and I think the Mishnah Berura, Yud Gimel. Mishnah Berura Yud Gimel in Kuf Chet, Yom Ashrei.
Because you're losing on, not just you missed Ma'ir, you're missing Shabbos also now.
With the Chazros Hashatz.
Yeah, you're losing out on, not just on the lost out on one, you're losing on twice now.
What happens, Chas v'chel, if he misses, he didn't say Yavli Yavo,
Right.
well, he has to daven right away, he hasn't daven
In
at all.
Yeah,
Right. So,
So
yeah.
you wouldn't pay attention to the Chas of the shots then.
Right.
That's a different case, right?
Right.
So he hasn't daven yet.
Good. Okay. But again, we can review it. Let's take a look. Take a look again at. Yud Aleph. Go take a look at in the Kufchet Yud Aleph again, okay? Right, where this is going on the Mechaber, the Mechaber
There's
says...
the note 26, Rabbi. If you look for note 26 for the Yud Gimel, it doesn't have a page here. 270 on top the other side, number 26 on the top of the page.
All right, go ahead, you want to read it?
The God Eina Mamtin Ad Ashrei, doesn't went to Ashrei, Katav Agar Kanievsky, Shiva Memshro, the Hamtin B'Shachos U'Mincha Ad Sheyishma Kedusha, U'V'Abed Achad Achrei Kaddish Titkabal. Ve'od Osif Sheb'Shachos U'Mincha Yachal Yitpalel V'Shavei Matzatz, you can daven together with the shots. Ve'az Yachal Anu Kedusha, Ve'gam Yatza B'Zeh Yedachot Tefila B'Tzibur, L'Dad HaSovrim She'nechshu Et Ketfila Ketzibur. So you can do it with a tzchazan, and marv you wait till after tiskaba, which is you finish marv basically,
Right.
and then you say with the tzchazan, then you don't have a problem because you catch everything.
Right. Take a look at the Yud Aleph in the Berura.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yudalef?
Yeah. Yeah, what do we go? You can go ahead and read it. Go ahead.
לאחר שאומר, this is going on, so שלא יוצא 18 ברכות ומשהו. לאחר שאומר, רוצה למעשה שלא יפסיק לכתחילה. You shouldn't make a break, ideally, ביניהם, בשום דבר. You talk about two tefillahs?
No, he's making has an obligation to say two tefillahs. So
Okay.
the tefillah is not supposed to make any break for anything.
Okay. שום דבר. אפילו בלימוד אסור, even if it's learning, it's forbidden. כי תפילת ההשלמה, כי the tefillah that you want to make up, צריכה להיות, must be broad, שעוסק בתפילה חיובית. It has to be broad, she's busy with the first tefillah, the positive tefillah, חיובית.
The tefillah of obligation.
Of obligation.
The tefillah of obligation, right?
ומכל מקום, nevertheless, נראה לי את חזרת השץ, את חזרת השץ של תפילה החיובית, מותר לשמוע קודם. You can't hear beforehand. He doesn't have to go right. He can't ignore it. He doesn't have to ignore it. He can listen to it. מותר לשמוע קודם. זה מקרה עדיין עוסק בתפילה. This is considered as being עסוק with the תפילה.
Right. Right. So that'll be if there's a Chazor's shot. So again, what the Mishna Berura taught us, that the only time you're going to have such a case, right? That you're going to have such a case that you're going to need to wait the Hiluk Dalet Amos, right? That would be Lo Yitzur Din Zerat B'Shachat Tfilas Mincha Mishpalo Arvis Shtayim Shlomo, right? Because then it's back to back. But according to what they wrote here, B'Shem Rav Chaim Kanievsky, that it was mentioned that that in that case, Myers, he should wait till Kaddish, right?
Should just mind if you would have this problem that we have to stay right away.
That's
Just
exactly
Ashrei.
only the case.
So then also, what's the thing with Ashrei over here? We finished one yesterday. And we don't wait for a Shenamanos or a name on Shabbat. Maybe we say Ashrei and we do Shemon Esrei again.
In my right?
Mine.
In Marv, right? So it says, so it said, "Mikom roy lahamtin b'sharkis u'mincha ad shishmur kaddish u'ba'arv is ad shachar kaddish tiskabel." Right. So if that's the case, then you're never gonna have a case where you have to wait this dollar numbers. Of course, the only case is gonna be Ma'ariv. And they say here that you should wait till if the Kaddish goes out. The only case would be if he's Ma'ariv in his first Ma'ariv and he's just finishing up, and it's and he didn't hear a Kaddish to Skabel. Let's say he was Ma'ariv. Okay, good. So it's not too common where you're gonna have to wait. But again, it could be if a person will get to it in Mitzvah Shem, when a person forgot something that was going to ma'akev it, so you have to go back and start his period again. I think the same halacha applies. So in that case, he'll have to take 3 steps back, wait, and then start his new corrected tefillah right away after Dalet Amos. Okay. That'll bring us to Sifkat and Base, back in Kuf Hey.
This is going on. Okay, 19.
Right. That's right. When Mechaber said you have to wait the amount of time, right? Lahamtin bein zu zu kedei liyud arba amos.
בשור זה צריך לחיות this amount of Dalet Amos צריך להיות has to be אחר שחר בגלב.
I mean, when does this time of Dalet Amos begin? It has to be after Okoraglav, after you took your steps back, and you said, Ose Shalom.
Okay, then, זו, כתב בספר שולחן שלמה, וכן אם סיים, לפני 18, אף שעדיין לא קר רגליו, before he took his steps back, נזכר שטעה. אף שעדיין לא, עדיין לא קר רגליו, ונזכר שטעה. And he realized that he made a mistake, but צריך לחזור להתפלל, and he has to go back and daven. ימתין כזה. He will wait this time amount of time.
So again, it tells us to Shlomo, he came likewise. Even seeing Shemon Esrei, as the person finished the Shemon Esrei, after Shadai Lo Akaraglav, and he didn't uproot his feet yet. In this Kishatov, and he realized he made a mistake, and that mistake is going to require him to Luxor L'Spalel. Yamtin Kazeh also has to wait. That's the answer to your question. Right? He made a mistake. Okay. Right.
Okay.
So does he do Ose Shalom or he just waits and starts again?
1 second. It's not clear.
Saying that yesterday, that's still Shalom Love.
I'm asking, being that he already knows he has to go back,
Yeah.
and he has to wait, so I'm asking, does he finish when
He has to take his steps anyway.
Why? He has to repeat it.
No, he has to take his steps.
But that Amida that you did, is that the Amida that you did
Yeah.
was a
It's no
mistake
good,
of it.
right?
It's no good. So
Didn't
why?
he say he had to do it? Didn't he say?
It doesn't say tzedek, so it just says you have to
No,
wait.
No, it's not clear.
There's a number here, but I can't find that number.
It's on the next page.
Number 3.
I think it's on the next page.
Ah,
It's on the
okay.
page, the next page after.
Kaf.
Yeah.
1 second. This is Kaf. Hey, where's? Oh, here. Kaf. Okay, yes.
Before he starts his
5.
second
Ve'im
tefillah.
niska be'emtza tefillah sheta, ve'alav lach l'rosh hatefillah. Katav Agor Kanievsky, she'eino tzarich lehamtin kashir ahiluch arba amos. He does not have to wait. That's in the middle. If he's in the middle of Shemona Esrei,
Yeah.
like I guess Akel HaKadosh, right? He didn't say Melech HaKadosh.
Right.
He has to go back. So he doesn't. He just goes right back and starts.
Just
Well,
start
I
from the
think
beginning, you don't
steps-
have to do any, you don't
Now you have to go back.
No steps.
No, because you're in the middle of Shemona Esrei. You don't stop. You stop the Shemona Esrei. My question is, you didn't say Yalav Yavo in
Right.
the day, and you have to go back. And you kept going, and you said Sim Shalom.
Wait a minute, if you didn't take your steps, you can go back to Ritzay. You're still in tefillah. If you took your steps,
True.
well, you said you wrote
True.
the list you wrote so.
True. You're right. You're right. You got to recheck. Right. In this case, you don't repeat those words. You got to say.
If
Yeah.
you had Karugah, then
That's
he
right.
would have to go back to his beginning. I think.
Yeah. Sorry. So sorry.
Yeah, we'll have to see it. It's not clear. The Mishna didn't mention about taking the steps back. We'll have to see about that. I'll try to find that once we should.
Why can he start his new tefillah if he doesn't take
No,
two steps
it's
forward?
logically speaking, it should be you have to take the steps back.
Do we have to take 3
Start
steps
again,
forward?
start again from the
Yeah,
Start
beginning.
again.
it's a complete
We just
restart.
can't stand and start davening again.
Yeah.
As if
No,
nothing
that's no
happened.
question.
Yeah, but let's say a guy's davening behind you, you can't back up.
Then
What do you do now?
maybe take 2 steps forward without going back. Can you do that?
So how far can you go?
I don't know. So in front of him, then he can't. Then he's stuck. That's why
He's
this
stuck.
guy behind his
Yeah,
face.
but he's stuck over there.
We'll have to see, I'll have to try and look that up. Lean in. All right, let's continue on a bit.
Dalit?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, well, it's not clear to me exactly what the halach is of when he's going to have to take the steps 3 steps back to restart a new Shemona Esrei. Most of
To a
the
new Shemona Esrei, like you said, if you're Yalav Yavo, then you go back to Ritzay if you didn't do your.
oh, so if yeah, right. Well,
That's-
that's if you caught it in time.
If you got to Osei Shalom, then it doesn't matter at that point because you have to go back at that
So
point.
what do you do then?
If you're at Osei Shalom, you're going to probably do the 3 steps back because you finished Shemona Esrei at that point anyway. To say Osei Shalom, it's not part of Shemona Esrei. Like we said, the Yulo Ratzon is the end of Shemona Esrei. So you don't have a problem. If Hakel HaKadosh, you have to go back. I think Ashkenazim, HaMelech, HaMishpat, you have to go back. So at that point, you don't even have to wait. We already learned that from the parents. You don't have to wait. You just start right back to Shemona Esrei. So the only place
How
that
do
you
you
can have
start
a problem.
Shemona Esrei?
Where do you
That's the
start?
whole question.
You stop where you are. You don't even go back 3 feet.
That's what I'm asking.
That's
At that point,
That's
if
no
you
problem.
if it's Hakel HaKadosh, HaMelech HaKadosh, you don't even move your feet. You just start from the beginning, from where you are, from what I understand, right?
Not convinced. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. I have to find the halach inside to know for sure whether or not you have to.
Yeah,
When
so
do you-
when you push
when do you have
reset,
to take
how
these
does it
steps?
start again?
Yeah. If you're resetting it, it's have to say a whole new Shemona Esrei for some reason or another. Do you take your 3 steps back or not?
If somebody's behind you, how would you do that?
I don't think, I would, I mean, I don't know the halacha inside, I have to see, but what I remember hearing was that you don't take the 3 steps back, because the first one was anyhow a mistake, so you're just continuing with the new one that is not a mistake. Because it's like on Shabbos, right? If you start at Tachonein, you don't repeat Shemona Esrei, right? You finish at Tachonein, and then you stay at Takidashta or Yismaita. So you don't repeat the Shemona Esrei.
No.
So in this situation, you're now going to continue based on a mistake. No?
Here, but
Okay, Rabbi, you'll find it for us on paper.
We're
But
not
that's the
one
good
Let's find
What was
it.
your question? And Shabbat, what was the question?
Shabbat, if you say Atachonein,
Yeah.
you start at Atachonein,
You
have
do
to
it
finish the first
Shachol.
one. You finish the
Yeah,
first. You have to finish the first bracha,
right.
and then you just go back to Shabbos.
Right.
You don't repeat Shemona Esrei.
No.
That's right. You just went Shabbos.
Because there you're not obligated to repeat Shemona Esrei. But in a case where you're obligated to repeat a Shemona Esrei,
At Takadosh, you have to repeat. So if you in the Melech HaKadosh Takadosh, you have to repeat. But you're saying you have to go back 3 steps at a Takadosh, and then start Shemona Esrei again. Okay.
So if someone's behind him, how many take his 3 steps?
First, let's
Everybody's
find out.
davening.
That's
Everybody's davening.
let's
he's not
find out.
convinced that you have to take 3 steps back. So we'll see. We'll try and find it. It should be written down clearly. Someplace. Okay, well, I think one more Mishna Berura, yeah. We did Dalit?
No.
Let's see.
כדי הילוך, אפילו אינו רוצה לחזור למקומו, if he doesn't want to return to his place, אלא מתפלל, שני במקום שעומד שם, כשפסע אחר התפילה הראשונה.
So here you see, he has a choice. Meaning he is davening in Tfilas Tashlumim. He's going to daven another prayer, or let's say it's a chakras, and he's going to do musaf. So if you ain't a ratzul akshurim komo, he took it 3 steps back for chakras. Now he has to daven musaf, right? He doesn't want to take 3 steps forward for some reason or other. I don't know why. Doesn't want to take 3 steps.
Musha, that he made a mistake.
Well, let's say it was musaf, a little mistake. Like, let's say a person, let's say he's in a place, there are only 5 people there. It's Yom Tov, there's only 5 people there. So there's not going to be Kriyas Torah, right? All that's out, right? Hallel, maybe, you could say Hallel. So
Say Hallel straight, without
so let's say for some reason
You have Asher anyway. Shabbos and Yom Tov, you have Asher anyway, so you have to wait at some point. Even if you're in private in your room,
right.
Okay, you have to say Asher in Uvalitiel.
Right.
So there's going to be a wait at any point for Muslims.
Yeah.
So Shabbos and Muslim, there's a wait at any time,
Right.
and then there's the 4 Amos are gone.
Correct. So
the question here is about moving back. He's
right.
He doesn't want to walk.
So the point is, he's mentioning a case where the guy doesn't want to go back to his place.
Maybe he's embarrassed that he's going to go forward, and he's thinks
Not
he made a mistake. He's
Not the
embarrassed.
he's thinking about his wife gave him a hard time in the morning, and all this guy forgot. And everybody's looking at him, he's waiting for that finish.
Good.
He's a girlfriend.
He's embarrassed.
He's embarrassed.
I'm asking him, okay.
You think it doesn't happen? It happens.
Embarrassed to do it again. So he says, it takes 3 steps. He's diving like he's been there the whole time, and that's it. In that situation, then you have to wait for the 4 Amos.
Yeah. Good. Let's see what he says. Right. He doesn't want to go back to his place. Yeah.
אלא מתפלל, שנית במקום שעומד שם, שפסע אחר התפילה הראשונה.
Okay, good. So therefore he's standing there where he took his 3 steps back. That's where he's going to daven his second tefillah.
אבל לחזור למקומו, but to return to his place, אפילו אינו רוצה להתפלל שנית, צריך להמתין, כמו שכתוב בסימן כ"ג. right?
Yeah. Well, actually, that's not so partial.
That's the way.
Yeah, it's really the time it takes to get to kedusha. Going back, taking it 3 steps back. You take a look. Kuf of Gimel. A few minutes left. Kuf of Gimel. Din krikos v'siyam shmona esrei brachos. Din of the bowings that you take at the end of your conclusion of the shmona esrei brachos. Okay. Go ahead. Read the Mechaber.
Korea ufosea. He bows down and takes steps. 3 steps. Psiot. Acharav. Backward.
Okay, actually, tell you what, jump to base, because that's really what we need. Jump to base. The makom shekalo.
מקום שכלו, במקום שכלו 3 פסיעות, יעמוד, he will stand. לא יעזוב, he will not return. Then come off to his place. עד שהגיע של ציבור לקדושה. ולפחות עד שהתחיל של ציבור להתפלל בקול רם. It's a different story now. הבא, אשר ציבור יעמוד, כדי הילוך 400. כל ימשך זור במקומו יתפלל בקול רם. Dalan has to wait Dalan
So you see that the person, it's a different halacha, meaning if you have to daven 2 tefillas, right, so you have to wait at least the time it takes to go Dalet Amos. Fine, but when you take your own 3 steps back and you're waiting now, right, or even let's say Ma'ariv. By Ma'ariv there's not going to be any chazuras, there's not going to be chazuras or shots. So when do you take your 3 steps forward again? You can't take that until you have to wait the time it takes for the shots to get to, right, Kedusha, which is basically the first 2 brachas, right? So that takes maybe about 40 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot longer than walking down the Amos.
Mhm.
Amos is maybe 6 seconds. So that's a lot more. A lot of people don't know that, but they have to wait.
So Ben Arabit, right?
In any case.
In the Shmonesh, you have to stand where you are, Arba Amos, or wait till the Shaliach starts. Sardi has to wait until the Shaliach starts, or a Kadosh. And the Ashkenazim, from what I understood, was he waits the equivalent of 4 Amos.
Where do we see 4 Amos in the Ashkenazim?
God, no? Is that what we read? Maybe I'm a mistake.
See? It says here, Shlik Tzorch Oimid Kedei, that's a Shlik Tzibur.
Where are we?
Oh, the Shaliach Tzibur, sorry. In the base.
Oimid Kedei Lehilo.
That's what we give a base.
Dalam is Kodesh Yaksu B'Kol. Because that's
עד שהגיע ציבור לקדושה, לפחות עד שיתחיל
that's a good one. Shaliach Tzibur. The Shaliach Tzibur Yamod, they look Arba Amos, Kodesh Yazim Komo, they call Ra. Yechei Miyachid, and Yipalo Yamod, the Makom, Shekala Pesav, Kashir Zeh Kodem Shiyazim Komo.
Oh, so that's if he's davening maybe be Yechidus, he's not being
Oh, this be Yechidus, the second part?
Yeah, it could be. It can be Yochid, right? Take a look at Yud Aleph in the Mishna Berura. Right? Yud Aleph in the Mishna Berura. The Bach Choylech, the Bach, the Mishna Berura brings his Choylech.
Yud Aleph?
Yud Aleph.
Very good. Okay. וכן יחיד, ובך חולק, ופוסק דאין חילוק, ומתפלל ביחידי, וביתו להתפלל עם הציבור.
So you see that the Bach is learning, and the Mishnah was learning that the Ramah is learning that he's davening b'yechidus.
That's right.
So he's learning b'yechidus. So, and even at that, the Bach is arguing. And he says, even if one's davening b'yechidus, there's no difference whether he's davening b'yechidus or he's davening with tzibur.
Is to wait the time to do the Kedusha?
Yes. Even if he's davening in his
So
house.
it's more than 4 Amos anyway.
Yeah, about 40 seconds.
At least.
Yeah.
Who says you don't have to wait that long?
If you're davening b'yechidus,
Yeah.
right, the Ramah says, "V'chein yochid min mispala." Amid mekomo shekala piyasus kashir zeh kodem shiaksulim koimah.
How much
Shir
is that
dal
true?
that's shir dal
Oh, that down.
If he's davening b'yechidus, according to the Ramah,
Oh,
the Mishnah Berura brings the Bach,
Oh.
who's arguing and says, "No, it's no difference a yochid or he's davening
So how do we do
b'tzibur."
that?
What do you mean? How do we
How
do
do we
what?
do that? Why do we do that?
In which case? Which case?
Whether to wait
Oh,
on the
so-
motor 40
Oh, so we're okay.
seconds.
So we didn't. We finished the Mr. Brewer. We didn't. Ubar choylek upoisek kipaza de ein chilok mispala biyekidi ubabai soy umispala imatzibur. Ella.
בכל גב צריך לשאול כפי אסור שהגיע השץ לקדושה, או על כל פנים עד שהתחיל השץ בכל רם. כן פסק מגן רם.
So you have the Bach and the Magen Avraham, not like the Ramah. Okay. Now, im lo, except in the case.
לא שצריך לחזור להתפלל שנית את השלמים. If not, that he has to go back and דבר את השלמים. ואז פתוחו ימה, די, it's מספיק, it's enough, כדי הילוך דלרמות.
Oh, so hold on 1 second. So what? So is it mashal? You have to take us 3 steps back from here. This might be a little bit of an answer to the question we asked. We're now in Yud Aleph in the Kuflav Gimel, Yud Aleph in the Mishna Berura.
הכל יודעים שקוראת לבית השנמס. יקום לשעות אחת, יש רק עוד רק לזה. I don't know. What did you understand from there, Rabbi? I didn't get it.
Again, we're talking about that he took us the 3 steps back, right? That's going in there, that he took his 3 steps back. Now the question, how long does he have to wait before he goes forward after taking his 3 steps back? Okay? Mechaber said you have to wait until the shots starts Kedusha, or starts the shots, or the time it takes the shots to get to Kedusha.
That's like what Chaim said. He said you should go with him also. Do Shemona Esrei, go with him.
That you could also do that too. You could also do that if you want to do Mila B'Mila. Right? Now our case is that he took his 3 steps back. And in a general case, he's not going to say another Shemona Esrei. He's not going to, until we get to the Mishna Berura. Mechaber is talking about he is finished with his Shemona Esrei, his one and only Shemona Esrei, takes his 3 steps back. How long do you have to wait there? According to Mechaber, you have to wait there at least 40 seconds. Until 40 seconds, more or less. Till it takes the time of the shots to get Kedusha, unless it's fast shots. Right? Now, the Ramah adds, became, but however, shots, right? Because maybe if Tirka did Tzibur, you don't want the sleeper to wait for this guy, right? This archer's shot, he only has to wait Kedei Dalet Amos. And the Ramah adds, that's the Ramah, and he adds further, I came Yachid Yispalo. Also, Yachid is Yispalo, Yamid Mekom Kol Kapiyosos Geshir Zed Dalet Amos. Now, so that's if a person's davening B'Yechidus, right? You only have to wait the time it takes to go Dalet Amos. Comes along the Mishna Berura, says the Bak is Choylik, and he says that no, there's no difference between a person's davening B'Yechidus or his davening B'Tzibur. He has to wait Shir Kidei shots Nigila Kedusha.
Right.
Well, Al Kopanim, the time it takes him to start the shots to call Ram. Okay, fine. They came Psaka Maganamar, and that's the Psaka of the Abraham. Now the Mishna Berura adds another point. Im lo, except in a case, Yitzur Lakshur L'Spal Shniz Tashlumim, except in a case when he has to stop in Tfilas Tashlumim, as Kuli Ama Dai Kedei Hiluk Damas. Everyone agrees that it's enough to wait on. But Mashma, what did he do already?
He finished Manasseh.
And what did he do besides that?
He went 3 steps back.
He took his 3 steps back.
No,
but we don't know if he has to take his 3 steps back.
My question is, he knows he has to go back, and he said, I'm Baruch Shalom, you Loratzon, and he's middle of Kanitzar. And the question now, does he go like in Akela Kodesh, we go back,
right,
or does he have to finish and then go back?
Right,
that's
because the case of Tashlumim is he has to have a full-fledged Shemona Esrei for Shakas.
That's right.
So that means he has to say Elokai Netzur. He's got to say his 3 steps back. He's got to say everything to the full, complete, perfect Shakas Shemona Esrei. Now he's going to start another one for Tashlumim.
Okay.
Right, but when he makes a mistake,
that's different
right,
than the Tashlumim.
It's like everything he said is completely
right.
Batum Mavutra, and he has. So is it enough just to start right there?
That's right.
That we don't.
That's okay.
Right. 10, 11. Came to, look at number 10. You have number 10 there?
Yes.
Became Tor b'tfilaso. Go ahead.
But he has to go back and daven. שספק תשנית, כתב לאל שקודם שיתחיל להתפלל שנית צריך להמתין שיעור 4 עמוס ברמה שכתבנו בשם בסמך קוף, סעיף cotton base. Whatever something does. But he still doesn't say if you have to finish or not. That's a problem. We're still the same thing. You have your work cut out. שיר זה כתב לאל שמתחיל לבנותו ביד אחר אמירת עושה שלום. After בהתבאר שם שאין צורך להמתין בכך עד לאחר שיאמר יהיו לו רצון וכו'. ואם כן לכאורה כשאומר יהי רצון שיבנו מקדש נמסר שכבר המתין שעה. If you say the יהי רצון, you finish the 4 hours.
He says no, it's all.
It's all back.
Okay, well, like you said, I have homework to do.